Walaikum assalam, Ibrahim. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Working every day, right?
Yeah,
How do you feel? Tired?
yeah, kind of.
Hmm. When is your last school day?
What? June 3rd, I believe.
June 3rd. So you have
Yeah,
2 more weeks left.
yeah.
Good. So it starts when? September or the end of August?
End of August.
I see. So you have like 2.5 months, right? Exactly. What's your plan for summer, Ibrahim?
We're going to Uzbekistan.
Wow.
Yeah, for an entire month.
When did you visit Uzbekistan the last time?
I think 2 years ago.
Hmm. Very
This is
good.
going to be my third time visiting.
I see. In Uzbekistan, you'll be in Tashkent?
No, Andijan.
Andijan. Oh, you're from Andijan.
Yeah.
I see.
One of my cousins lives in Tashkent, though.
Good, nice. I see. I visit Andijan a lot.
Mm.
It will be hard, but still, spending summer in Uzbekistan it is so nice.
Yeah.
The mountains and the nature and the food, very good. So you're gonna have a wonderful summer holiday.
Yeah.
Spending summer holiday in Uzbekistan, I think that's best holiday. Ibrahim, let's start. First, let's start with 2023, since you have fresh memory about this. And after
Mhm.
that, we have a few questions left from, I think, 2020 and 21, the challenging questions. We'll try to solve those questions. And after that, we move on to other questions, okay?
Yeah.
Let me open your paper. But you did well. 63 is good. Of course, my expectation is if you get more than 70, that means that the last five questions, hey, the challenge is fine. That means that it's a good result. That's what I'm expecting from you. If it's more than 75, and after that we can start S1. S1 means one level above this. Okay. All right, Ibrahim, the first question, it was no answers. So can you try this one more time? Okay, let's see what did he get. Because somehow I think I forgot to put the options.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you read the question?
Tom spent 75% of his allowance in January. In February, his allowance was reduced by 20%, but still spent the same amount. What fraction of his total allowance in January and February did he save?
You did this question, right? But there are no options.
Yeah, there were no options.
Okay. Then do it one more time. Let's see. You get the
Okay.
correct answer or not. Yes, Ibrahim.
I couldn't get anything.
Tom spent 75% of his allowance in January. In February, his allowance was reduced by 20%. So in this kind of question, you can just give some numbers to his allowance. Let's say this one is January and February, right? Suppose that in January, his allowance was 100 units. Okay. In January, hundreds unit dollars. In February, his allowance was reduced by 20%, right? So in February, he got $80 unit or 80 unit dollars, right? Let's say $80. And the question is saying that, okay, Tom spent 75% of his allowance in January. So that means that let me just write here this one's allowance and this one is expenses, right? So 75% of his allowance, so he spent $75, right? And in February, his allowance was reduced by 20%, but he still spent the same amount. Also in February, he spent $75, right? Another question is asking what fraction of his total allowance in January and February did he save? So he saved how much? Let me just write
The
his
$30.
saving in January, he saved $25, right? And how about in February is $5, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then his saving it is $30 out of his total savings. Total savings is $200, right?
Isn't it $180?
Hmm?
Isn't it $180?
180. What is 180, right? $180. Yes. So which is equal to 1 over 6, right? That's why it should be B. Okay, Ibrahim.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on. Next question. Okay, 20. Read the question.
Peter, Peter had 525 more nails than screws. He used an equal amount of screws and nails to construct a wooden cupboard. If he's left with one-third of the number of screws and three-fourths of the number of nails, how many nails did Peter have at first?
I think you didn't write anything here. One more time, try, Ibrahim.
I did write something. I wrote 2,100.
You did this. You got 2,100. You want to try again, or shall we solve this together?
I'm gonna try again.
Try one more time. It's Ibrahim.
Can I have a bit more time? I miswrote my equation like 3 times in a row.
But did
Yeah,
you
let me
make a
know.
table number first? I just want to know about your first step. Did you make a table and place the given numbers in your table?
No.
Like, for example, you're talking about two different things, right? So you're talking about nails and screws, right? And how many nails we have, screws, we don't know. Suppose it is N. And 525 more nails. So it should be N plus 525. That's your first step. I just want to know, did you start like that?
No. I used an equation for it.
Yeah, first put the table, then set up your equation.
Mm.
And yet my next question is, it says that he used, right, an equal number of screws. Okay, let me just write here, use. How many? We don't know, right? I don't know. I'm not going to write this now. And left, remaining. Let me just write left. If he is left with 1/3 of the number of screws. So 1/3 of the number of screws and 3/4 of the number of nails. 3/4 of n plus 525. Okay. 525. Then you can write this and equate them. Okay, try one more time, one more minute, Ibrahim.
I got, wait, no, I'm not done yet. I got the number of screws right now. I got 840.
Yeah, because now it's 3/4 left, right? That means that 1/3. Just right here. 1/3 of number of nails used, n plus 525. And how about this one? Two is 1/4, right? 1/4, because 3/4 is left, so 1/4 used, and 2/3 of this n is used. And multiply both sides by 12. Here we have 3 times n, and 3 times 525 by 12. It is 8n, right? So what is n? It is 375.
Yeah. I got,
5
I got 315.
is 315 because 105 times 3, 30. Okay. So that's why the answer is 315 plus 525. That's equal to 840. Then next. 21, right? Okay, 21. Read the question.
The large square below is made up of four identical right-angled triangles and one small square. The length of the large square is 20 centimeters. If the sum of the length of the two small sides of the right-angled triangle is 28 centimeters, find the area of the small square.
Okay. The large square below is made up of four identical right angle triangles. Okay. One small square. The length of the large square is 20 centimeters. If the sum of the length of the two small sides of the right angle triangle is what is it? 128, right? Okay. Let me just draw this here. Suppose that it is A and it is B and this one is C. What is given here is A plus B is equal to 28. What is the question? Find the area of the small square. We have to find the area of small square.
Can I try again?
Yeah.
Thanks. X squared equals 16?
16?
Yeah, 16.
Yeah, should be 16. What question is 21, right? But you wrote 116. Did you write one by mistake or
I think I just solved it incorrectly. I didn't write the one by mistake. I
hmm,
got 16 this time, though.
how did you get 16?
So I labeled the side lengths of the small square X, and then the small sides of each of the right triangles y. And then I set up an equation where 2y plus x equals 28 and x plus y in parentheses squared plus y squared equals 20 squared. And then I just solved the system of equations.
Mhm. So what is given here? The length of the largest square is 20, right?
Mhm.
What else is given here? It is sum of the length of two small sides of right angled triangles. It's 28. So what is given here? It is x plus 2y, right?
Mhm.
So that's equal to 28. And what is that? If we have also x plus y squared plus y squared equals 20 squared. Did you solve like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, like it was way easier because I had to only solve for x squared instead of just x.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good. If other the easier way, find the area. So you got 4, right? X equals 4.
Mhm. So
The area
x squared
is
equals 16.
4 squared is 16. All right. Next question. 22 is correct. 23. Read the question.
In triangle ABC below, point D is the midpoint of side AC and point E is on the side AB, such that EC is perpendicular to DB and angle ECA equals ECB. If the area of the shaded region is 125 square centimeters, find the area of triangle ABC.
All right. You have no idea.
Yeah. I actually might have an idea right now.
What is the idea?
Well, I like if you label like the intersection point in the middle, like point X, isn't the triangle CDX and BCX like aren't they similar? Aren't they congruent triangles?
So number one, if you observe this, Ibrahim, in a right angle triangle, we know that two acute angles, we call them complementary angles, right? Because their sum is 90. Suppose that if this angle is alpha, let's say this angle is beta, then alpha plus beta should be equal to 90 degrees. In this question, number one is saying that this D is a midpoint. So this is congruent to DA, right? And
Mm-hmm.
also it's saying that this angle is perpendicular. So it's 90 degrees, right?
Yeah.
And if it is 90 degrees, and another one is also saying that this angle, right? This angle is congruent to this angle, right?
Yeah.
So what does it mean? It means that this triangle CDB or DCB is an isosceles triangle, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first observation. That means that also CD and the BC, they must be congruent to each other, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now let me just label using this one. Suppose that this area is A, then also this should be A, right?
Yeah.
If this area is A, the area of triangle ABC, we have to find ABC, we have to find ABC, area of the triangle ABC, it must be equal to, what is it? A times A, that's 100, what is it? 2A, it must be 4A. Right now, let me not write this. Now, suppose that this area is B. Okay, what we know here is saying that if the area of the shaded region is A plus B is equal to 125. Okay, and All right, it's 90 degrees. Also, this equals this, congruence. All right. Let's see. And also one observation, I don't know if it helps or not. Let me just connect this. Okay. You see here, D is a midpoint. Also, this area must be A. Okay, I got it. So, Ibrahim, one question for you. Can you tell me what is the area of this region? It is A minus B. Can you see that? Because you see this point in the middle is the midpoint, right? It's DB is divided equally, right? So that means that the area of I mean ABE, let me just label this by F, okay? ADF and AFB, they are the same. Because DF is equal to B, what is it? FB. If you draw any triangle, right? And the median bisect this area. If this equals this, then these areas, they are the same. Okay. So this should be A minus B. Why? Because A minus B plus B, that's equal to A. That's why they must be the same. Okay. And now what is the area of the triangle? I have 1, 2, 3, 4 A's, right? And A plus B, that is 125. I should connect this A plus B. In triangle ABC, below point D is the midpoint of side AC and point E is on side AB such that EC is perpendicular to DB. Angle ECA is equal to angle ECB. If the area of the shaded region is 125, find the area of triangle ABC. What is missing here? What actually information should I use here? Same. All right. All right. Ibrahim, let's try. Give me 1 minute, okay? If you want a paper, then we'll continue. Okay.
Aren't A and B similar triangles?
Huh?
Are A and B similar triangles?
Which one?
A and B?
No, they are not. We don't know that.
No, I think like, if you
Because only I know one angle. The other sides, I have no information. How can we show this? One thing, Ibrahim, look, I'll show you one thing, okay? One important formula, but it just comes from the area. Suppose that we are given a triangle, okay? And suppose that I divide this into two parts. All right. Suppose that this area is A and this area is B. Okay. And this side, okay, in this base, let's say this A, and this base, let's say this B. Then the ratio of these areas, A over B, is equal to the ratio of these sides. Does it make sense? Why is it so? Because they have the same height. If I draw the height and find their heights, right? This one is the same height. And how do you find the area of a triangle? 1/2 times base times height, right? So what is capital A? 1/2 times A times H. And how about B? 1/2 times B times H. So 1/2 H is a common factor. If you cancel them, okay, they cancel each other, and we have this relationship, okay? And now if you look at this, AE and EB, all right, let me just write this one, AE and the EB, okay? What is the ratio? Look at the triangle AFB, okay? So what is AE representing this area, which is A minus B? And how about EFB? It is B, right? I'm talking about triangle AFB. Another one is the same thing. How about if I consider this one? Look, the big triangle ACE and ECB. Can you tell me what is the area of triangle ACE? I have three A's and minus B, right?
Yeah.
A, and A minus B. And how about the area of ECB? A plus B, right?
Yeah.
And what is A plus B?
Oh,
125.
125?
125, right?
Yeah.
But even without this one, look. So these two guys are the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's it. That's the important point. Now, I'm going to write here A minus B over B must be equal to 3A minus B and A plus B. All right. Now let's cross multiply. If you cross multiply, I have here A minus B times A plus B. And on the right-hand side, we have B times 3A minus B, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you calculate this, Ibrahim? I want to see, actually, can you find the relationship between A and B, how they are related to each other? You know what is A minus B times A plus B, right? What is A minus B times A plus B?
A squared minus B squared.
Okay, write it and also distribute the right-hand side and simplify.
Okay. Three B equals A.
What is it?
3B equals A.
Very good. So A is equal to 3B, right?
Mm-hmm.
So which means that A over B is equal to 3. Okay. So why do I need this? I can find the relationship between, this A and B. So now if it is so, even I don't have to write this. Even I don't have to write this. Next step, let me just write here the first step, and this is the second step, and third step. What am I going to do in the next step, Ibrahim?
I can 3B instead of A.
Yeah.
So 4B equals 125.
So the 3B plus, right, B, that's equal to 125. So from here, then I can find B. What is B? B is equal to 125 divided by 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or I can find A here then. Then what is A? A is equal to 3/4 of 125. Okay, that's it. Now we got the answer, right? Now, what is the area of the triangle? Because CBD, right, it is 2A. It divides the area of the triangle into two equal areas. So that's equal to 2 times 2A. So which is equal to 4 times A. A is equal to 3/4 of 125, which is equal to 375. Of course, if we maybe some calculation, you can see that the area of the region, shaded region, is 3/4 of the area of the triangle. But here we prove that. Why is it so? Okay, Ibrahim, any questions? But you should try one more time. With a look at the solution. If you have idea, draw this and do it again. Okay, just solving one time, usually it is not enough. Question 24, no answer. Read the question.
The sum of a four-digit number and all of its digits is 2023. What is the average of all such four-digit numbers?
The sum of a four-digit number and all of its digits is 2023. What is the average of all such four-digit numbers? How should we start solving this question? What should I do in the first step?
I'm not sure.
We start with guessing because what is the question here? This is saying that the sum of a four-digit number, let's say this A, B, C, D, right? And its digits, that is A plus B plus C plus D, is equal to 2023, right?
Mhm.
My first case, all right, the first case. This A, it should be either 1 or 2, right? Because it cannot be 3,000 or 4,000. It should be either 1,000 something or 2,000 something, right?
Yeah.
So my first case, suppose that A is equal to 1. If A is equal to 1, what can you tell me about the value of B?
It has to be 9.
It must be 9. It cannot be less than 9 because if it is AD, right? So this BC and A plus B plus C plus D is maximum 36. So its sum cannot be equal to 2,000 minus 3, right?
Mhm.
Because 1 plus 8 is 9, and 9 plus 9 plus 9 is 27. So it's not possible. So now I'll just substitute here. It is 1, 9, CD plus 1 plus 9 plus C plus D, which is equal to 2023. Ibrahim, can you solve it and tell me what is the value of C and D?
What?
Can you solve this equation and tell me what is the value of C and D?
Okay.
Because this one is, you know how to decompose this, right? It is 1,900 plus, and what is CD? It is 10C plus D, right?
Mhm.
Plus 1 plus 9, it is 10. And C plus D is equal to 2023. Okay, finish it.
I got 11C plus 2D equals 113.
So it is 2023, right? 1910, right? That's
Mhm.
equal to what?
No, I mean like, um, it's possible if 11C plus 2D equals 113.
Okay. But after simplifying, did you get this equation? 11C plus 2D is equal to 113.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Okay, this one is even, right? On the right-hand side, we have odd number. So that means that this C must be odd.
Hmm.
It cannot be even. If it is 7, it's not possible. So then C must be 9, right?
Yeah.
If C is 9, what is D? 7. Because 14 divided by 2 is 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just write our first answer. Then it should be 1, 997, right?
Mm-hmm.
When a is equal to 1, we have only one choice. In similar way, Ibrahim, now let's consider the second case. What is the second case? Here, the second case is a must be equal to 2, right? So another one, let me just simplify the work. B should be equal to either 0 or A is equal to 2, B is equal to 1, right? It's 2023, right?
Yeah.
Oh, then it cannot be 1 then. We have only one choice then.
Oh, yeah.
It's 2000, that's why. If it is 2, then it should be 0. Oh, that is really easy, right? Then what do we have here? 2000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plus CD. And I have here C and C, so it is 11C. And 2 plus 0, it is 2. And D plus D, it is 2D. That's equal to 2023. Right? So here we have 11C plus 2D, that's equal to 21. Again, C cannot be 0. If it cannot be 2, then C must be 1. If it is 1, D should be 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
The second answer, this one, then it is 2015. Okay, that is asking the average of these two numbers. So it is 1/2 of 1997 and 2015 is equal to how much? 2006, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says, what is the question here? What is the average of all such 4-digit numbers? We have only two such possible 4-digit numbers, and their average is 2006. Okay?
Okay.
All right, let's continue. 25, read the question.
In the following cryptogram, all the different letters stand for different digits. If D is an odd digit, what is the value of the sum S plus A plus S plus M plus O?
With what letter should we start here? What is the value of A, Ibrahim? Hmm? What is the value of A? It must be 1, right? Can it be 2, 3? Because maximum value of W is 9, right? Right.
Yeah.
So, and if 2 plus 9 is 11, right? So it should be 1 then. Why it can have a different number? Because S, you see from this observation, S is just 1 greater than 1, right?
Yeah.
That's it. That's why. So this A must be 1. If it is not 1, for example, let's say it is 5. So 2 plus what number gives us, for example, 5? Maximum it is 9. If it is 0, it will be 2. Right? Can it be 2?
No.
No, because it must be 1 here. So let me start with 1 then. So here we have 1. I don't know this 1. Also this 1. I don't know this yet. This D, I know is an odd number. If you add this should be 2. And this one is 1, right? And S, do we know S? We don't know. M, I don't know. O, I don't know. Okay. And now tell me the value of W.
9.
Huh?
9.
It must be 9, right? It cannot be other number. Because after that, I have 0 plus A, right? S is 1 greater than this. Also, I know this, right? Actually, we know this. It's 2 because S, we know that. So this should be 9. And if it is 9, 2 plus 9, 11. So I have here 1, 1 plus 1, and with carryover, it is 2. All right. And now R and M. Okay. So what must
R
be
has
the
to be
value?
8.
Huh?
It has to be 8.
It has to be 8 because 9 has already been used, right? 7 is too small. It must be 8. If it is 8, so it is 0, M, So we have 1, 2, right? It should be 0. I don't know if we have 1 carry over. So let's say the 0. Okay. Because also it cannot be 1, right? Because 1 is already used. A is equal to 1, right?
Yeah.
So M cannot be 0. Then, so this O. Do we have O here? No. What is the value of D then? Can
3?
it be 1?
No.
No. Can it be 3? Yes. I think for 3 we have no contradiction here. 3 is
It
6.
can be 3.
But can it be 5? No. Because if it is 5, 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 is already used, right? Can it be 9?
No.
No. Can it be, that's it, actually. So the only one choice is this. Then it's asking what is the sum of this SASMO? So that is 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 0 plus 6. 5 is 11. Okay, Ibrahim.
Okay.
All right. I'm closing this and let me just take a note. It's completed and try another question and then finish the class. Okay. Let me have a look. Okay, we have only 5 minutes left. Okay. From 20, let's see only one question and finish the class. All right. Until 20, we did this. 21. Can you read 21, Ibrahim?
The diameter of candle A is longer than that of candle B. Candle A can burn for 24 hours, while candle B can burn for 16. Both were lit at the same time and had the same height 2 hours later. If the original height of candle A is 168 millimeters, what is the original height in millimeters of candle B?
After let's discuss, okay, as much as we can. Candle A is longer than the candle B. So that means that candle A is thicker, right? So
Mhm.
let's say this one is candle A. So this one is candle B. Candle A is, I don't know if it's taller or not, but it's something like that. Okay, longer. And candle B. Candle B is thinner. Maybe it is, let's say it is taller. I don't know. Thinner. Okay. Candle A can burn for 24 hours. And this is 16 hours. Both were lit at the same time and had the same height 2 hours later. If the original height of the candle A is 168, what is the original height of this one? Let's say this is capital H. First, we have to find the rate. What is the rate of candle A? 168, the distance, right, divided
Yeah.
by
Over
time
2.
is
Yeah.
equal to, what is it? 7, right?
Yeah.
So that is 7 millimeters per hour. And how about the rate of candle B?
H over 16.
H over 16 millimeters per hour. Okay, that's the first observation. And 16. Both were lit at the same time and had the same height 2 hours later. After 2 hours, how much is left in candle A? 168, right?
Minus 14.
Minus 2 hours, it is 2, and rate is 7. And how about this one? It is H, right? We had H minus after 2 hours, it is 2 times H over 16, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
Now, can
H
you
is.
solve this, Ibrahim? Let's solve it and
Okay.
finish the class.
H equals 8 over 7 times 154.
What is it?
8 over 7 times 154.
Yeah, what is this? Did you simplify this?
Oh, okay.
8 over 7 times 154. And 154 is divisible by 7, right? If you divide this, it is 20, 22, I think. Yeah. 140 divided by 7, 20, 14, 2. So which is equal to 176. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Ibrahim, when are you going to Uzbekistan? June or July?
June 3rd, like the night that school ends.
Um,
Yeah.
so right after school ends, you're flying to Uzbekistan.
Yeah.
Okay, that means that we have one more class, right?
Yeah.
Next week. All right. So now we have 2023. I will send you 2024. Okay, it's good. I mean, we did how many papers? We started with 2013 and plus some AMO. It's good practice. Okay, Ibrahim, I'll see you next week. Have a nice weekend, all right?
Okay,
Bye-bye.
thank you.
Yeah.